Welcome to Immortal Type, everyone. Happy to be here this morning and give some advice. We are live, and that's how it works here. If you notice any cats coming by, it's only a blessing. Lots of cat fur on this. It's unavoidable. Anyway, I wanted to have this mat here today because it'll help to keep the cards in place instead of them sliding around like wild. We'll see how it goes. Let's draw a Mind of Humanity card this morning and see which energy is presiding over the reading. And this is a universal tarot reading, which means this message is for you at the moment that you receive it. Simple. Okay, today's card is Jupiter. Jupiter is the god of expansion and responsible for wealth. Food is very much involved with Jupiter energy. And so whatever you're introducing to Jupiter, it will expand. That's the thing to keep in mind. And it's associated to number 3, with number 3. So Jupiter is the all-powerful planet of expansion. It signifies the unlocking of your highest potential from within, expanding whatever you are focusing on at this time. And that comes with some words of caution. If you are focusing on something that has to do with perhaps a sour feeling in the gut, then that will expand. Now that it's the morning, well, at least here in New England, it's the morning. It may be another time of day for you. What's important is that you focus on when you wake up and there's no momentum of anything that's happened in the day yet. It's just so important that you make your affirmations in alignment with what you hope to accomplish that day, this day. And so let that be the focus. And when you have that in mind, these cards that we draw now are only going to support your efforts. So let's do some shuffling. 3 shuffles in honor of Jupiter. Let's begin. First deck split, we're looking at Pentacles. Some sort of issues, not issues, but thinking about money. We had this card yesterday, the 5 of Pentacles, the 5 of Coins, coming forth, indicating that it may look like you're out in the cold, but the truth is, you're not. You're just moving on with some knowledge and wisdom that others aren't aware of. They're celebrating without you. That's fine. Let the celebration occur. Focus on the grind. The grind is the 8 of Coins. It's the mundane. You need to add a human touch. It's probably coming from this wisdom. Anyway, this is just the initial feeling I get looking at this. So let's shuffle 3 times. And without any more delay, we'll get right into the reading. Hope everyone's doing well. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in chat. And forgive me, yesterday there was a message that came from Avid. So if you're watching, I want you to know I'm thinking of you. I don't check the chat while I'm doing the reading, though I intend to start getting used to that. It's the whole issue of multitasking. I'm trying to focus entirely on this, as if I were providing a channeling, which means if I can remove my ego from the equation the most I can, the better the prescription between you and the infinite source of creation is received. Third shuffle. Okay. Upright, looking at that 9 of Swords. This is a victory over a superior force. You're not stuck in your head. This is the individual that had a lot of power, or whatever entity it was, is definitely rethinking things after a loss that shouldn't have happened. And it's a loss that comes with a lot of contemplation. Okay. Let's, before anything begins, clear the deck. I'm asking that this wisdom serve the highest good of all involved. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go 3 times with 3. 1, 2, 3, and one more time. This is for Jupiter. 1, 2, 3. First card of the day. It's the Fool. I love it. Time to take some leaps of faith. You already have, actually. This indicates the past, this first row that I'm going to draw. 5 cards that indicate things that have already occurred or are already in motion. The Fool being the first one right off the bat. I love it because this is essentially the beginning of all adventures, is the Fool. It's often described at the end of the major arcana after the world. You've already materialized things and now you're going around and enjoying this world that has been created. But you're aloof. You're not necessarily paying attention to what other people are saying. We're going to get into this more as I explain more of the definition from the Marseille deck. However, let's just see what else is in store for us. Okay, so what comes from this result of a leap of faith? Jupiter presiding means it's going to have an influence over money and expansion. 1, 2, 3. That's the second round. Let's do one more. Second card of the day. It's the Devil. Okay. This is a card that brings people a lot of fear. Often, when the card is seen, folks get fearful. Do not fear this card at all. Do not fear anything. See here, Cloud, the cat? He's like, yeah, I concur. Do not fear anything. The Devil wants you to shake things up and do something that is a bit against the norms, whereas the message yesterday was, follow the rules, follow the rules. If you did, it could have led to something that a revelation of sorts. Today, we're looking at energy that's extremely free. The Fool wants to be free at all times. Jupiter definitely wants to be free. You don't want to mess with Jupiter. Jupiter wants to be the person in charge, or the god in charge. Jupiter relates to Zeus. So imagine Zeus, with the big lightning bolt held up in the air. These forces that are in play right now have to do with your personal freedom. And so you should make that a most important thing. Be creative. The Devil card has to do with creation. And so we're looking at these two folks that are enslaved. Here is some form of Pandora's box. It's a box that contains wisdom. However, it's locked. So the way to get to that is through alchemy. How interesting we look at the mudra that's being made by the Devil here. Let's get close. Get up close and personal with the Devil, because if you can get over this symbolism and get over the fear that comes from it, then you'll start to understand the message behind it, which is all of these images, all the thoughts that you have entertained have materialized things like this in your life, where you have to confront them and accept them as part of yourself. How dare I say you should accept the Devil as part of yourself? Well, the Devil is not external. The Devil is within you and is saying, listen, it's time to start doing things from a creative perspective, something that may be different. And it's not the time to be, how should I say this? It's not the time to be held down by rules. Definitely not. Because those who are imposing rules upon you have no interest in your success. That's what the Devil says. It's like, take care of yourself, but be creative. And this is strong impulses to create. Okay. So the leap of faith leads to this new creation. I'm curious to see what else is going on, aren't you? If you happen to like what's going on here, and this reading's a little different than the norm, please like and subscribe. I post every day. At least I am now. We'll see how it goes moving forward. I do these readings anyway, so I'm going to start including everyone else in the process. Okay. Yeah, so in this effort to be creative and spontaneous, taking leaps of faith has led to this Three of Pentacles. It's some form of collaboration. I don't see this card as much as I see others. So let's consult the Marseille. There's no shame in doing that. I would rather read something from a book than pretend I know. That's the idea here. You've created a product. You have a partnership or an alliance that bears fruit, And these are the first results of this project. It's good prospects. So whatever that leap of faith was, that faith in yourself that you could create, even against the norms, challenging them perhaps, has led to favorable outcomes. And they are now manifest, as this row represents that which has already come to pass. So if you're afraid of the devil, you got over that fear. Yeah, here we go. Chuck Palahniuk had written, I think it was a short story about how the devil and God were trying to come to an accordance for the sake of humanity, to bring balance. However, if you fall into a world of chaos without a care, you have to expect there to be some consequences. If you're interfering with people's creativity, you have to definitely expect consequences. The devil will come in and fix that. The devil sees someone really trying to create, and others are trying to be vengeful or interrupt it or interfere. The devil comes in and says, "Live long and prosper." Ooh, geez, how could that be? How could that be that mudra is there? Victory, right? Look at that mudra. Haven't you seen that before? Dare I say Spock? Oh, it's right here though. Live long and prosper. Seems to be an eye right there in the hand too, about to open up. Little slit there. Interesting. Lots of little nuances to be found in these tarot cards if you look carefully. Pixie Smith did it all intentionally so that you can understand more about your own trajectory in the game of life. This is the game of mankind. Make no mistake. Let's keep going. 1, 2, 3. What's this collaborative effort result? 1, 2, 3. And one more. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords isn't looking at what's going on, nor is the Fool. Though the Fool is never really looking at what's going on. The Fool is aloof. That's the joke. Let's see if you can figure out the joke. Why am I saying the Fool is aloof? I wonder if you can figure that out. If you can figure that out, then you're going to understand a little bit more about what's going on with the Queen of Swords here. Totally complaining about what's going on. Really not happy. Seeing things that are happening without looking at what's really going on. Paying attention to whatever this fifth card's going to be, which we'll see in a second. Complaining. Anyway, I'll give you a quick explanation of the Queen of Swords. Right here. Regardless of what you see and regardless of what the Queen of Swords is complaining about, you are in a secure and protected position. So if you don't feel like you're secure and protected, if things feel like they're up in the air right now and uncertain, you got to remove that from your mind. Have certainty in the creations that you bring forth. Okay. So you're defending your territory in preparation of something that shouldn't be exposed yet. So you have a big idea that shouldn't be exposed, and that's being kept. Oftentimes with the queens, they are keeping things hidden. Like with the Queen of Cups, she has the lid on the chalice, something secret. Secrets can be involved with the queens. So, and the kings have to do with stability and holding on to things, protecting things, whereas the queen keeps the secrets. So in this particular case, with it being swords, we're looking at secrets that are intellectual secrets. So some sort of intelligence is behind the scenes and keeping things under wraps, but not seeing the full picture here. Clearly not seeing the full picture. Look at this. Look at this. They almost mirror one another, don't they? Opposite hands. Jupiter's saying, wow, someone's missing a message here. Let's find out who the Queen of Swords is looking at. I'm very curious about this now. Tell us, Jupiter. Almost fell out there. 2, 3. Oops. That was 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And one more. 1, 2, 3. Tell us. Who is it? It's the Ace of Cups. The individual bringing a romantic offer into play. Or it could be the Queen of Swords is offering the romantic offer, doing the romantic offer. It could be the Queen of Swords. Who knows? At this point in time, it doesn't seem clear. It will be more clear. However, we saw the Ace of Cups yesterday, and there was a decision that needed to be made. The decision was made to support family over the idea of starting a romantic relationship. The Queen of Swords is saying, hey, what the hell? How is it that this individual did not accept this offer? I just don't understand it. Well, it's because there's other things going on here. There's a creative effort that's very, very spontaneous, and it's introducing chaos to a system, and it's breaking it apart. That's the focus. Whether or not an individual knows it, the Fool doesn't really know. The Fool's just aloof, dropping seeds everywhere without a care, enjoying the new world of creation that's come about. And the Sun's in the background here. Zero can't be touched. You understand? You try to multiply your forces against zero, and they just get eliminated. You try to divide forces with zero, they get eliminated. You try to add something to zero, no change. You try to subtract something from zero, and on we go. It is the portal. It is the entrance into a whole new beginning. And so you can't touch the Fool. That's why the Fool is such a powerful character, because the Fool doesn't care that it's a powerful character. Just goes around doing crazy stuff. The Fool's backed by the devil right now, saying, hey, I like what this guy's doing. He doesn't care. Or this gal's doing. Going around aloof without a care, doing his or her own thing. And I am totally supporting that. Live long and prosper. 1, 2, 3. Coming into the present moment now. Let's do one more. 1, 2, 3. Okay. This is the birth of something new. And it's a celebration. So this could mean a few things. 3 women celebrating. Some form of victory. It could be apparent victory or the real thing. However, the celebration's happening between 3 women. So there's some collaboration going on. There could be a birth of something. Could represent a pregnancy or a birth or a marriage. And it's a generally positive card. It's not usually at the expense of others. It's just a general celebration about some movement that's happening. That's here, right now, as the first card to present itself. Let's see what else we have going on. Let's get some clarification. Jupiter, what's going on with these cards today? One more. We were just talking about her. The Queen of Cups. Feels left out. I mean, doesn't she? I don't see her celebrating with the 3 of Cups right here. I don't. We're looking at different folks. Queen's still holding on to some secret, looking at it as if it's the only thing that matters. Some secret that's important. It's the only concentration for the Queen of Cups right now. We get the Queen of Swords divided, looking in the other direction at this romantic offer, wondering why the hell this hasn't materialized. Why hasn't there been pursuit of it? And all the while, it's just because the Fool doesn't really care. The Fool's not interested. The Fool's only interested in freedom. And what happens when you get in a relationship? In most cases, it becomes an ownership. You no longer have that same freedom. You feel an obligation to reach out to someone, to be doing things with that person. That's not freedom. True freedom, it just works. There's a desire to be together. And it seems like that desire is not there. The feeling that I get, and rarely do I offer my own feeling, but I feel like I can right now, because we've seen these cards come up before. It's left for me to interpret them, is that as the Fool doesn't want to be in a relationship or an ownership, the Ace of Cups is really concentrated on that, so much that the Ace of Cups doesn't really consider the idea of the Fool being more concentrated on family. That's what this was from yesterday. So you've been concentrated on family as priority. It's good. Take care of them. Instead of starting something new, you've got energy and motion. Why not see it come to fruition? Let's see what's at the center of this reading today. These beautiful developments happening. Jupiter, tell us more. Really cool stuff so far. 1, 2, 3. In the center of the reading today, we have death. Ooh. And really, between death and the devil, these are the two most feared cards in the tarot deck. And I happen to love both of them. And I'll tell you why. Death represents a new beginning. If you look very carefully, I'll have to point this out here. See that sun in the background? Well, we also saw it right here. See that? This is a representation of new beginnings. Anytime you see the death card, it doesn't signify death. It doesn't, and it never should. It only, like death of a person, I'm trying to say. It represents the death of a cycle and the ending of something. Definitely coming as a result of the Queen of Cups keeping something secret has led to a change. It could be gossip. It could be talk. Who knows what it is? My feeling in particular is that there's victory going on because three women, some feminine aspect is appreciating something that the Fool is doing through creative effort. The Queen of Cups is not on board, upset, keeping something secret from everyone, not saying it, and it's led to the death of a cycle. Whereas there must have been great power at some point, it's completely removed. And we see supplication to please return it to its normal state, and it's too late. Look, it's way too late. Everyone's exhausted. The situation's already occurred. See that boat in the distance? Moving on. And the sun's rising. Get the hint. That's what we're hoping the Queen of Cups will get the hint. Anyway, let's keep going. 1, 2, 3. I want to see what the result is of this new beginning. 1, 2, 3. Jupiter. Wow, what a reading today. 1, 2, 3. This morning has been exciting so far. Oh my God, another major arcana. And the first one, the Magician. Okay. You, listener, viewer, as querent means the person receiving this wisdom, have been working a lot with the mind. You've been doing some work with your affirmations. You've been paying attention to things in a whole new way. And because you've done that, you have opened up access to the Magician's power, which has access to all 4 elements. So you'll see within this card all 4 elements. You have the cups right here. You have the pentacles right here, the coins, swords, and wand. Okay, so you have the 4 elements. You have fire, wind, water, earth, and you have the Magician who's in complete control over this. Access to the infinite power of the universe, right there, coming from the crown. This is a very aligned individual, so you're very aligned right now. And this comes from this brand new beginning. All the forces have been cleared out. Clean slate leads to you having absolute power over yourself. And now it's starting to manifest in a number of ways: intellectual, emotional, material, and manifestation is now occurring. The power of manifestation is in motion. Let's see what the result is. Is this result going to be one of the elements or a major arcana? We'll leave it to Jupiter to decide. I would bet it has something to do with material. If I could make a bet, I would say this has to do with pentacles, what's coming next. Let's see. This one's popping out. I don't know. It's a single one right here by itself. I say, let's draw both cards. Let's do 11 today. But here's the one that wants to come out and show us. Oh, it's the Emperor. Oh my God. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Hangman. But let's take this one that's on the top here. Yeah, it's victory. And then we have the Hangman. At the bottom of the deck is the portal today. Oh, there's just so much beauty in this reading today. I can't even get over it. I'm not going to get over this all day. I'm just going to be thinking about this in a beautiful way. Just joyfully thinking about this. So the card that wanted to come out of the deck was the Emperor saying, hey, come on, show everyone what's going on here. This is Aries energy, and it's the divine masculine power. And it's here. And it's a very, very strong militaristic energy that overcomes any opposition. So with this energy at your side, by your side, working for you, you need not worry about a single thing. The Emperor's got your back. And it's number 4 in the Major Arcana, which is related to Uranus energy. It's also related to death, since they both reduce to number 4. Since they're both number 4. These are powerful cards that represent your total protection after this new beginning, right next to the Magician. And it's important to recognize how many Major Arcana we have in this reading. There are only 22 Major Arcana in the deck of Tarot. And what we have here in this reading are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Major Arcana out of 12 cards drawn. That's a 50% Major Arcana drawing. And to me, if you were to ask me, that's pretty unheard of. Doesn't happen often. So it could represent, I don't necessarily talk about things being lucky as much as synchronized, in alignment with source energy. And of course, this last card was going to come right here, but the Emperor wanted to pop out and say hello. And we have this victory. And the Hangman is here. I used to get scared. I'm not going to show the next card. I think it's the Moon. Yeah, it is. Okay. I did. It's all good. It's a hidden treasure, folks. Your hidden treasure is about to be found. You want to look within. The Hangman is totally fine. There's really no stress going on, because this isn't a true hanging by the neck. Of course not. It's just hanging by a thread. And legs crossed. This is I'm not going to go into all the symbology, all the semiotics of this. It's a very powerful card. Very powerful card. You want to be looking at things from a different perspective. That's the portal from today. So keep in mind, in order to enter into this game of life, to initiate the journey, you want to be looking at things from a different perspective. I love looking at this card in verse. It's interesting to look at in verse. Look at that. This is the truth. Actually floating and seeing things from a very powerful new perspective. Okay? So, hidden treasure comes from this looking at things from a new perspective. What a reading. 6 Major Arcana out of the 12 cards drawn. This is not something that I see often at all. So let's read all of the definitions from the Marseille, and then we're going to end this reading from today, which has been so exciting. And if you have liked this so far, what you give you shall receive in return. Be sure to like and subscribe, not so much for me, but for you, because it has to do with you receiving. Why would you ever live a life where you don't receive? That shouldn't give you satisfaction. It gives sourness, and it brings all this difficulty and challenge to your environment during the day. Have you not noticed it when you wake up and you think ill will about someone and wish someone to fail? And you resent someone, envious of someone? These things come back to harm you. And just remember that you're doing damage to your own mirror. And so be good to everyone. Strive for it. It's so important because you want to have wish fulfillment. We've been living in a pandemic for 2.5 years. It's time for us to come out of this now. And we're going to have to put a lot of effort into it and take leaps of faith because we've embedded ourselves in this world of gossip and thinking ill will about one another. If someone's not doing something or if someone's doing something, it tends to have such an amazing, incredible effect on our lives because we allow it. And I say, Why would you ever allow someone or something or a situation to have control over you? To relinquish your infinite power of manifestation, understanding you're protected fully, to forces that are really just phantoms of your past. I, for one, wish to say the pandemic is the past. And the more that I say that, the more we can start to come out of hibernation and start to love one another and heal. That's what this is about. It's about healing. It's about mending things that really need attention. So let's go into this. The Hanged Man right off the bat. You need to have an alternative perspective. You need to be seeing things from a different point of view. And here's what it says about the Hanged Man. Seeing things from a unique point of view. Did I not say that? You're enduring difficulties for a worthy cause. And this is a period of deep self-examination, passivity, acceptance of reality, even if it is the opposite of what one expects. So even if it's not the result that you're looking at, even if things are moving in a direction that you didn't expect, you were thinking, hey, I'm going full steam ahead with this other thing, and now suddenly something else has presented itself, and you find it's worthy of examination for the sake of your future and your happiness. That's the portal. Examine that which you never thought to examine before or weren't expecting would come forward and present itself. From there, we enter into the game. So the first step on the board is the Fool. That's a leap of faith. The Fool is all about freedom. Let's hear more. Tell us, Marseille, le mat. Okay? Freedom from conventions and norms. Something or someone unique and exceptional is here. As the Fool, as the Querent, you're keeping your options open. You're giving up control in order to have spontaneity. There may be uncertainty. You have to pay attention to the here and the now, the present. No longer paying attention to the past or future things that have not happened. A lot of the times we get worried. A lot of the time when we're worried, we think about future events that haven't even happened. They're illusion. The more you think about them, the more they will come to light. And then you say, I knew it would happen. Of course you did. You paid attention to it. So why not do that for the positive things in your life? The message is to keep on the move. Keep creating. Next comes the devil. Who gets a bad rap, I'm telling you. I write about the devil because the devil gets a bad rap. The devil represents a burst of creativity. Listen to this definition. It has nothing to do with what you're seeing, most likely. It represents paradoxes and contradictions, irony and mocking of common norms, acting from desires, passions, and impulses. You're moving on from a past family trauma. Whatever it was, you're moving on. Congratulations. Now is the time to express passion and desire. If you do this with great determination, as we said yesterday, the morning is important to meditate. This is your meditation. It's already been offered to you. The hard work has already been done. So as long as you're focusing on this board game right now and the movement of the past leading to where we are now, you'll be fine. Be good to others. That's what my guru says. If you're good to others, you don't even need a spiritual practice. That in itself is more than enough to live a wish-fulfilled life just by being good. You don't have to be any sort of spiritual being. You don't have to believe in any sort of entity or divine source. If you are good to people, good is going to come to you. That's all you need. In fact, it's probably the best way to do it, because you can simplify things in that way and not complicate things with, does this mean it was a message from God, or was it a spiritual thing, or is this a result of what I thought and did? No, just be good to people. If you're good to people, your life is going to work out and you're going to be really happy. Okay, let's go to the Three of Coins and find out what's going on here. Excuse me. And the Three of Coins here, like I said, it indicates a product, a partnership, or an alliance that bears fruit. These are the first results of a project. Good prospects. Well done. Queen of Swords. This could also mean you. Remember, it could also mean that you're in a secure and protected position. And really, if we're looking at this in the deepest possible way, all of these messages are for you, because there really is no separation between yourself and others. Everyone is part of the same conscious sea. The subconscious is a big, big ocean that's infinite. It really can't be contained. So you are, in essence, all of these cards. There may be a phantom of your past that's presented him or herself, that happens to be presenting him or herself in this secure and protected position, or it could be you. It all depends on how you're seeing things and what you choose to entertain. Now, if you're choosing to entertain the past, which everyone does, the way to do it is through the lens of love. And if you're choosing to entertain situations that have already happened that brought pain and offering love to everyone involved in that scenario, the good work is done. You can move on knowing that you've done everything you needed to, and you no longer need to torture yourself on those past experiences. Move on from them. Forgive yourself so that you can forgive others. Okay, defending one's territory, preparation of something that shouldn't be exposed yet. So I believe now, as I'm reviewing this, that this reveal that shouldn't be shown has to do with the romantic offer. I believe it's already been in motion. However, the romantic offer has been put on pause. Now, we move into the present moment. This has already happened. There's been discussion, there's been movement, there's been happenings going on. And now we have the Three of Cups presenting itself, which is this collaborative effort, but a birth. And this is an emotional card. It's a beautiful card. Okay. Three of Cups, birth. Something new brings joy and happiness. Caring for a child, issues of child-parent relations. They're improving. This is a common project motivated by feelings and not only by interests. So you're doing a collaborative effort with others. They may not be interested in your own belief systems or how you manage things. However, there is a common goal. And so by working together, you're able to produce more, get more done, and yield greater results than if you were to do this by yourself or by discluding someone. So this is the time to be including people. Okay, let's see what the Queen of Cups has to say. I know that she's holding on to something, a secret. It's a rich inner world which is being hidden. It's kept hidden. Guarding one's privacy or valuable assets. Strong feelings held under control. So there are secrets. However, you could be just really contemplating and keeping the things that are most important to you sacred, sacrosanct, so that they're not interfered with. And while this is happening, there's a whole new beginning happening with death. So the death card comes in. Excuse me. Used to be called Untitled. You see, it didn't have to do with the death of someone. It just is, it's tabula rasa, as they say, clean slate. So card 13 represents the end of something whose time has come. Cutting off past influences. Well, this is jumping around. Let's try to get this clear. Okay. Cutting off past influences or attachment to dominant figures. Giving up the superfluous and keeping only the essential. Disintegration of the old makes room for the new. And it says, the big message here, give up what is over. Give up what is over. Everyone's saying, hey, I think of Forgetting Sarah Marshall. It's like The Sopranos. It's over. Time to move on. Once you do that, you start to free up energy, right? Holding on to things, can't let go of things. You let things go. Now you have your open hands to receive. How beautiful is that? If you're doing this all the time, you will not receive. I can guarantee you. It may look like you are, but it's all going to be gone. It all is gone at the end. So why not give when you have? If you're holding on to things, why aren't you giving? You'd be giving to yourself. So give. Don't hesitate. Whatever you have, you give. If you don't have material things to give, then give wisdom. Give emotional support. Help when people are asking for it. And don't think about what you're going to get in return. That's not going to work. That bottlenecks the energy that you could be putting in motion, which is now in motion. Look at the magician. It's the start of something. It indicates beginner's luck. Though I don't believe in luck, I believe in synchronicities. They're happening. It shows that you have various tools and means at your disposal. It also could mean the use of supernatural forces. So some things that are greater than your body, bigger than your body, beyond you, are now in use. You're creating reality with mind power. That's the most important part about the Magician card. Mind power. Training and acquisition of practical skills, improvisation, display, or show for other people. Create a new reality. If your reality before sucked, time to create a new one. Austin Kleon once wrote, "Be so good at something that no one can ignore you." That's what this is about. Get yourself so aligned, tuned in, affined with something that no one can ignore your skill, talent, and ability. They have to recognize it because it's just so powerfully on display and backed by forces that are supernatural. That comes from this complete surrender to the forces of God. Okay. Now the Emperor comes in to close this day with a little bit of victory dance and homecoming, just so we have it. In case things weren't clear enough that this is a huge victory, it's been the message day after day. The Emperor represents practical and material achievements. Congratulations. If you are worried about money, no longer be. That will free up all of this energy so that you know it's all here. So the matters relating to the workplace or source of income, they're now leading to material achievements. Beyond that, you are now placed in a position of authority and control. And you're showing yourself, male or female, as a protective father figure, a patron or sponsor of something or someone or a group. This is a result of your assertiveness, and it also shows that you will succeed with military affairs, any sort of battle. If there's some sort of struggle, you're going to just blow them out of the water because no one defeats the Emperor in that light. Especially where we have, the Six of Wands following that, which is total victory. You can just rest assured that you're in good hands. Okay? So the big message coming from the Emperor here is to show leadership and responsibility. And remember, we're changing our concentration. You are focusing on something for a while. The portal today says, time to start concentrating on something different, to see the world from a different perspective, a different view. By doing that, you are now indicating that you're ready to receive this material abundance and success, which you deserve. So it very much has to do with the initial aspects of yesterday. The most recent past has to do with creativity and generating a lot of creative momentum by trying new things. From yesterday, the message was to deal with the issues of the heart and to be focusing on serving your family. Whereas today it has to do with alternative perspective. And now we see that there's a new beginning. Comes from the Death card. The Magician is here to start doing alchemy for you. The Emperor is here to make sure that you're protected and that you have your financial security. There's a victory going on over here. Some birth of something new or collaborative effort. And there's a general preservation of that which is valuable. And it could be a secret. All of these things definitely can resemble or respond to your own personal desires and who you are. So this is the message, and it's quite a beautiful one, very powerful today. I hope that you found this useful. If you have, please like and subscribe, and reach out if you have any questions and need clarification. If you've chimed in on chat today, I'm going to try to bring chat into this into OBS. It's what I'm using for recording. So it's important for me to respond to you if you are in chat. However, I just haven't integrated it yet. And now we're in motion. We're in a live broadcast. So I don't want to be screwing around with something. And I just want to let you know that the message has been sent out. Don't worry, please. Please don't worry about things. That will only bottleneck the energies that are currently aligned for you to succeed. Let's put this beautiful peso, 10 pesos, right here. I'm going to pay the ferryman for access to this new beginning. All right, Jupiter, this is all to you. What can I say? Thank you for your blessings today. They've been amazing. The devil and I have a unique relationship. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you, Three of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. Forgive me if I had said something before about anything in the negative light. I know that this is a big time of change for everyone. Just hang in there. Ace of Cups, whatever that romantic gesture is, don't fall over with exhaustion. Just hang in there. Love's coming to you, okay? Three of Cups, let's celebrate the divine feminine, the birth of something new. We mustn't forget the unbelievable source of power that exists innately in the female body. The ability to bring forth life is just so profound, as it is a microcosm of the earth itself, which is a womb. If you think of it that way, you'll never have to worry or imagine us being separate from one another. We're all working towards the same goal, which is a good, healthy birth. So by honoring the feminine, the divine feminine within you, male or female, you are recognizing the infinite power that exists within you and showing honor for it. This is the time to plant seeds. We're now here in spring. Start sowing seeds so that you can experience births of your own. Anytime a seed sprouts or you see something breaking the earth, be reverent, because that takes a lot of effort from something that is totally in the dark and is just pushing for the sake of thinking they're moving in the right direction and eventually will break the earth and receive this abundant energy. So whereas the plant was once just completely in darkness, now receives the light, and you see photosynthesis take place, and there's a rushing of resources that comes through and down to the root systems as they extend. It's important for you to see how that works. In nature, it's on display for you right now. Queen of Cups, whatever that is that you're holding on to, just know, let it go, because it's going to free up space and opportunity for this new beginning, which is absolutely inevitable. The magician knows this and is planning on doing some real strong alchemy, and it's going to be for pentacles, for coins, through the Emperor. The Emperor is here, ready to give you that stability and your wish fulfillment in the material realm. Oh, and we forgot to talk about the Six of Wands today. It was here yesterday, But I'll tell you, I'll read this to you. And while I'm looking this up, let's just take a deep breath. Sip in a little more air. Really try to fill those lungs. And just hold it for a few seconds. Let it out. Remember, now is the time for collaboration. We've already seen this strong alliance. It's come from the Three of Cups. Now with the Six of Wands, it reiterates it. The strong alliance between two parties with different goals but common present interests. And what this is now is that from the Emperor and the Magician, from all of the cards that have worked together to bring new creation, you have a taste for luxury made possible by favorable conditions. Congratulations. You earned it. Thank you, Six of Wands. I'd like to give all of these to the Fool. Fool says, great. Now, I'm going to go offer these to the rest of the world. The Fool says. All right. Cheers to new beginnings. Cheers to manifestation. Cheers to material wealth. Cheers to birth and the divine feminine. Cheers to alternative perspective. Cheers to secrets being let go of and a moving on. What am I missing? Hey, cheers to the devil. They're going to say, see, I told you he was a satanic person. Look at how satanic he is working with this. He's not a person of God. Whatever someone wants to say, I am most certainly a person of God. I accept all things equal. So I'm going to pay my homage to the devil for giving me the courage to create amongst adversity when the chips were down and seemingly impossible to overcome certain obstacles. The devil was there to say, listen, if you need me to break this up, I'll do it. Because I'm sick and tired of seeing you lose. So why don't we change it? Thank you, magician. You now have alchemic power in your hands. Let's make it happen. Thanks for watching. May all your wishes be fulfilled. My name is William Vincent Carleton. I'll see you tomorrow.